We are once more holidaying in Tasmania, where I spent my youth gloriously exploring the seas and the mountains with my brother Clyde. Today we are just tourists. Loving every moment of it. We have just picked up our vehicle and I am about to pick up a ride-on to make it easier for me. I don't walk so well these days and the ride-on makes it so easy. First we will visit the city park. There are some glorious ancient trees here. This is the original house that my dad built in 1937. We all lived here. I more or less grew up here after we left Bridport. We probably moved here so my siblings could go to high school. It has had an incredible overhaul. My dad would have loved it. These are the estate agent's pictures. The house always overlooks the whole of Launceston. There are a couple of different ways you can go to the gorge. One way is on the skywalk, which is fascinating as you travel over this large expanse of water. The gardens are beautifully maintained here. It's always such a pleasure to come up here and have a meal at the kiosk. Or you can walk up the side of the Tamar River, which is a very interesting walk, but I chose to go on my ride-on, which is called Ellie. There is always something happening here, plenty of activities. I see. The mother swan was trying to climb on the rock, but the current was so strong she was unable to do it so she gave up and just floated down with the current. You can see the Cataract Bridge if you look to your right. The skyline of the city of Launceston is to your left.
But when I heard it, when I fell down the last step of climbing up the hill, it was I think 200 feet.
Plenty of water coming down today. The peacock colours are glorious. They're very cheeky though. I lost a sandwich the other day. I wasn't quick enough to protect it. I think they expect to share your lunch with you. I don't mind, but you are told not to share with them. Our food is probably not good for them. This is a flower of the magnificent magnolia tree. Here I am enjoying the view. This sure beats walking. These lovely wetlands, a breeding ground for all the birds, is just a little south of Launceston. It's just on the bend of the Tamar River. We have left Launceston and we are headed for Hobart down the Midland Highway. We had planned to go to Melaleuca, but the winds are so wild the planes are not flying, so it has been cancelled, unfortunately. We toured around a little bit and had a look at this lovely area. We had booked into the airport caravan park just for one night, and the hills were afire with a lovely sunset. With the change of plan, we decided to go to Cradle Mountain again. Both Noel and I love Cradle Mountain. I've been going up there since I was quite young. I used to go up camping with my brother Clyde. Noel has done the 6-day walk through Cradle 19 times. I think he's itching to make it 20 times. I have been watching the wall progress for years. It is such a work of art. It tells the history of this area. The entrance to the wall is new. Insects up on poles. They are huge and absolutely amazing. Had a meal at the Lake St. Clair Cafe and we stayed a night at the chalet. We are now going down the steep hill to Queenstown. The drive through the forest was such a delight. We headed down to Strawn. We have a booking here in one of the 100-year-old places. We are overlooking this huge harbour, which I hear is bigger than the Sydney harbour. I was delighted to see the little ducks out for a walk. I hear they are 1 day old. They are so independent immediately. The seaside village of Penguin is our next port of call. A very brief stay here. We are off to Ringarooma. I'm trying to do a bit of a memory trip here. I used to stay here with relations, my mother's brother actually. They actually had 16 children and it was such a pleasure to stay with them. We were all such great friends. I've grown up and lost touch. At the local church hall, but I discovered all the family histories were catalogued in the church hall. I could have spent a month there just reading about them all. Somebody has done an amazing job of cataloguing everything, and they are all in separate files all around the wall. We wandered in the area for a while, but I couldn't find any of the family still living there. I'm pretty ancient myself now. I'm 88, so I guess many of them have passed off the planet. I have wonderful memories of my past with my many cousins. I was so fortunate to grow up with my lovely family, and Mum was the eldest of 16 siblings, so I had lots of cousins to grow up and play with. This was the first house that Grandad built for his family. We all headed there to have a swim at Grandad's pier. We are now at Bridport with my brother's family. Afterwards, we went to the hotel that Grandad had built for Gran and had a meal. This whole area was my playground when I was young. I lived here until I was 4. And then we went to Launceston, where my siblings went to school. We had most of our holidays at Bridport always. Noel and I stayed a night in the pub, and I thought of all the many times I had slept here in my youth.
Gee, the tide is really out.
We came every summer to help Gran. My sister Nancy used to wait on the tables. Cousin Tommy and I were supposed to wipe the knives and forks, but we usually managed to get out of it. Tommy and I had a tree house in the pines that grew around the pub, and we used to hide there until we didn't hear the rattle of the knives and forks, and then we knew somebody else had taken pity on us and wiped them all. My siblings were 10 years older than me.
Bit posh.
I called in at this house this time. This was our holiday house when I was young. It was built by my brother, but now it is owned by a delightful couple called Smith. I told them it was supposed to be my house, but they were very good about it and made me very welcome. They have done wonders to the place. We had several great Christmas celebrations. The first one was with my brother's family. The next Christmas feast was at Perth with friends whom we have had a couple of Christmases before. They all cooked. It was magnificent. And then we all had a great night out at Franco's, a favourite Italian place of mine, right in the heart of Launceston. Kim, my nephew, came across a photo of his father's grandparents, Kim's great-grandparents. The likeness to my nephew Kim is amazing. And so we come to the end of another holiday in the land of my youth.